the fuel cell. So if you see the production of electricity, generally if we do now also, mostly I think 70% of the electricity generation is done by thermal power plant, by burning coal. That is not efficient way to produce electricity, but still it is a major source of electricity, right? So there, if you see, the chemical energy is converted into heat energy, then heat energy is used to heat water, and then it creates high pressure steam, and then it runs some turbine, and then the dynamo attached, and then dynamo creates electricity, right? So there is no direct way of converting chemical to electrical energy, chemical to heat, heat to mechanical, mechanical to electrical, correct? So that is not efficient also, plus that is full of pollution. It emits a lot of polluting gases, which is not good for health. So if you're looking for a go green earth, where you want a better earth with less pollution, we should go for fuel cell, right? So the galvanic cell that are designed to convert the energy of combustion of fuel, hydrogen, methane, etc. directly to chemical energy, they are called fuel cell. So fuel cell are nothing but they are also galvanic cell, because in galvanic cell what we do, don't think galvanic cell is something which is created by Galvan. It is just in his honor we have given this name, galvanic cell. So galvanic cell is any cell that converts chemical energy to electrical energy directly, right? So in this case, chemical energy of hydrogen, methane, etc. is used, and this kind of cell is called fuel cell, right? Let's see one combustion reaction of water, right? Hydrogen. So if you see water, how it reacts, water reacts with oxygen to prepare water. So hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water, and this is a spontaneous reaction. Delta G is less than 0, spontaneous reaction. So you keep hydrogen and oxygen nearby, it will form water and it will generate some heat energy also, right? And here if you see, the beauty of this is that for this reaction there is a transfer of electrons. So if you see internally what happened is, hydrogen actually will lose electron or becomes H plus and gives 2 electron, right? That is how happens. Hydrogen becomes H plus, correct? Oxygen also, if you see, you take half oxygen, it takes 2 electron and becomes O2 minus, and this H plus and O2 minus react to form water, correct? So if you see, there was hydrogen here, there is one hydrogen here, they both gave 2 electrons. What will happen? They become H plus and they become H plus, right? 2 H plus we have got. Similarly, I had this oxygen here, they gave this, and this is used by this oxygen, right? Half of oxygen I'm taking, let's suppose, to form O2 minus. Now if you see this, now if you see this hydrogen and this oxygen combined and they form water. But if you see internally, there was a transfer of electrons from hydrogen to oxygen and they formed bond, right? You must have seen this reaction. So for hydrogen and oxygen, they react to form water and there's a transfer of electron, but this is an internal transfer of electron. It is of no use to us, correct? If somehow we can force this transfer of electron to happen externally, then we can create energy. For example, let's separate this. So we have a hydrogen here, which gives H plus an electron. Hydrogen gives H plus an electron. And we have oxygen, right, which has become, let's suppose, yeah, this is in need of electron, oxygen. Somehow we allow H plus to come here, but oxygen, if you want, we ask oxygen to come through this electron. If you force electron to come through a circuit, we can produce current, because current is nothing but flow of electrons. If we attach a bulb here, bulb will glow. So in this chamber, let's suppose we put hydrogen here, and hydrogen breaks into H plus and electrons. There are electrons here. We somehow allow only hydrogen to pass through. Here we have oxygen waiting, and electron we allow to pass through some circuit. Then we can produce current. Correct? So here there has to be some barrier which will allow only H plus ions and not electron, neither hydrogen gas to pass through. That is difficult task, right? Because at the very small level, the size of electrons and size of hydrogen, size of electrons and size of hydrogen gas is very, very small. But there has to be something if you want to generate electricity from this source. Because if you can somehow just allow hydrogen to pass through in there, but we don't allow electron to pass through, then the electron will obviously come from this path somehow to meet this oxygen. Because this hydrogen and oxygen, they are dying to meet. Hydrogen wants to meet oxygen. Let's suppose this is the goal hydrogen has. Hydrogen wants to meet oxygen anyhow, right? But there is a barrier and hydrogen is not allowed. Now, what hydrogen thought is, if hydrogen can actually break itself into H plus and electron, then it can pass through. How? If you see, if this barrier is only allowing H plus ions, then hydrogen will say, okay, let me break into two parts and let me at least go as H plus ions, and the electron will come from some other circuit. Correct? It is like you want to pass through this place, but you have a huge baggage with you and you are not allowed to go through the huge baggage. So what you will do, you will keep your baggage here and you will go in this path, and your bag will come from some other path. But at least by the time you come here, you will have your bag and you will be there and your bag will also be there. So assumes electron as a bag. If you are with the bag, you are not allowed to pass, right? But if you just remove your bag, that is bag with the electron, you are allowed to pass, and the bag will come to some other path. Somebody will take care and bring your bag, right? And this flow of electron will produce electricity. So now what this was observed was, the size of hydrogen, if you see, the radius of hydrogen is nothing but 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. That is the size of hydrogen. It looks very small actually, it's 10 to the power minus 15. We talk about the size of hydrogen ions, it is 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. If we talk about the electrons, the size is 2 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So what for now, since everything is in 10 to the power minus 15 meter, just ignore these values, right? Because everything is in 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Now if you see, hydrogen is almost 5 lakh times bigger than hydrogen ions, and even electrons is little bit bigger than hydrogen ion. It's a big mystery, right? If you see these two, if you combine hydrogen and electron, it becomes such a big thing, and that's what you have seen in the atomic model, because the whole thing is filled with empty space. It's all empty space there. So if you can break this hydrogen into hydrogen ions and electrons, the size decrease a lot. From 50,000 it became almost 1 plus 2, 3. From 50,000 units it became 3 units. Huge difference in size. Now if you can create some holes here, like the membrane which we have seen, right, or a net which is of this much size. Let me this of 1 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter size. That means that will allow H plus, but that will not allow electron, because from a hole of 1 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter radius size, the electron will not pass, because the electron size is 2 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter, that radius. Correct? So at this level, if you can create a membrane which is of almost this range, the radius of the holes in that membrane is of this range, 1 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter actually, then the hydrogen plus will be able to pass through, electrons will not be able to pass through, hydrogen gas no chance at all, right? And here we can create some catalyst which can help them to break, maybe a platinum catalyst. because hydrogen will not break into H plus and E minus so easily. So we'll create some catalyst and will help them to break themselves into H plus and E minus ions. And then since this membrane which we are creating will be allowing to pass electrons through, hydrogen through, hydrogen will pass through, electrons will take this route to come and the current will flow. Let's see the example of a fuel cell now. So let's see the construction of this. So this is my anode. This whole thing is my anode actually. This is my platinum catalyst. This is my anode with a negative charge, and this is a cathode with a positive charge. Here I am filling some electrolytes. This has some electrolytes. Let me mark this in dots, dots, dots. They are my electrolytes, and these electrolytes will allow the movement of charge, because from here we'll see that H plus will move. It will allow H plus to move, right? There will be some catalyst. The brown one is the catalyst, and this is my platinum catalyst. So this catalyst will be used to convert H2 to H plus ions. As I told, there has to be someone who will help them to decrease the size. Hydrogen gas atom will be converted into H plus ions and electrons, correct? Also I told there will be some membrane. The green one is my proton exchange membrane, we call. It's a semi-permeable membrane, and it's made from ionomers, right? And they are designed to conduct H plus. They are designed to conduct H plus. They will only allow H plus. As I told, H plus is very small size. They'll allow H plus, and they'll block electron, hydrogen gas, all these things they'll block, correct? Even oxygen, because it's a very small size, right? H plus is a very small size, 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So these holes are very small, and they'll allow H plus only, right? So if you see this proton exchange membrane, they use fluoropolymer NEF1 actually, that is used to create proton exchange membrane. We'll not discuss more into this. Just understand they are very, very minute holes in this that allows only H plus ions. We are dealing at that level, 10 to the power minus 5 meter level, right? Now if you see, the hydrogen and the oxygen gas are bubbled through. You see my hydrogen gas and oxygen gas here, my hydrogen gas is bubbled through. Here is my hydrogen gas that is bubbled through in this, and from here my oxygen gas is bubbled. So if you see, hydrogen gas goes and hits this catalyst. So we see once again, hydrogen gas came, and there is a fuel. My fuel is my hydrogen here. If you see, this hydrogen gas came and it has hit this platinum catalyst. Now some of these hydrogen gas will be broken into H plus ions and E minus electrons, correct? Hope you understand. It's because this platinum catalyst will help it to break. So this will break into H plus and E minus ion. Now if I have told you this proton exchange membrane will only allow H plus ions, it will not allow E minus ion to go. So H plus ions will pass through this, and this electrolyte, as I told, is something which allows H plus ions to go through. Any positive ions will go through. That is my electrolyte. So this H plus ions will go from here, it will reach this position. Why it will reach this position? I'll explain you that part also, right? Because the electron went from here to here, and there is more electron here, so they want to meet this electron back. So they'll come there, correct? And now since this electron, it can come till this point, but it won't be able to cross this green membrane. So what this will do, this electron will take this circuit path and come here. So when it crosses this part, the bulb glows. See, once again, it crosses this circuit, right? The bulb will glow, and that's what electricity is. Now we have H plus and E minus ion back. That means now what will happen is the oxygen is bubbled from here. Now if you see, there is oxygen, there is H plus and E minus, they're all combined to form water, right? And the water will drain out, correct? Let me repeat once again. This is fuel, is my hydrogen is the fuel. It it comes here, some of the hydrogen breaks. This is the red one is my platinum catalyst. It helps to break into H plus and E minus ion, and whatever is not broken, it goes back from this excess fuel path, and this membrane, green membrane, will allow hydrogen to pass. It will pass, it come here. This green membrane will block electron to pass, so this electron will cross this path, and when it cross this path, it will produce electricity here. And now we have H plus ions, E minus ions here. The oxygen, the air is bubbled here, and now they all combine to form water, and the water is out. That is the logic behind the fuel cell. Correct? Its efficiency is 70%. If you talk about the thermal power plant, efficiency is almost 40%. It is pollution free. So go green. It's a very, very good way actually. So if you see the reactions, let me write. So at cathode is my reduction, right? So if you see the cathode, this is my cathode side. So here I had oxygen. It reacted with electrons. Let me add some water because water is here anyway. It reacted with some electrons and it forms 4OH minus. Anode, if you see, oxidation happened. Hydrogen broke into H plus ion, we have shown. So we take hydrogen, we'll take OH minus. It forms 4 water and H, 4 electron. Correct? So overall reaction is